All right, we're going to shoot a couple of Gen 4s today, and we're going to just shoot this one as a comparison to this one, and then we're going to swap out 3 barrels that are threaded from Combat Armory, and we're just going to see if there's any difference between barrels, if I can get one to shoot better than the other. So this is the Federal 115 grain, and I already know that this doesn't shoot very well in this Glock. 7 yards. I've had issues with kind of a lighter loads, and you'll see that happening coming up. So there's the first one. And there's the second one. And I'm only shooting 5. And so it didn't eject. It was another strike on an empty case. And I'm just showing the case. That's what is in the chamber. And another stovepipe. Last round, so I'll get it set up and we'll finish this off. And it did not lock back. So it's basically, I think it's just a spring issue. I kind of expected it to be bad because and I could probably fix it with a little bit lighter spring. We'll try this next time. Next time I shoot it, I'm going to shoot the ZQI, which is a NATO round, 123 grain. And I'm pretty sure that'll work just fine. Okay, now we'll shoot the Glock Gen4 FS for front serrations. This is a summer edition from 2017 where they did some special upgrades, about 5 upgrades. This one has it has night sights, steel night sights. It has front serrations. It has an extended mag release, and it also has an extended slide drop. We got locked back, but it actually shot very well, that Federal. Surprising results. So we'll take a look at the target. And even though I had issues, that was a pretty good group. And this was, you know, showing up at the range cold. I think there's only one. I'm thinking I only had 1 in that bottom hole and 4 up the top, but it could be 2 in the bottom hole. And then the Gen4 FS, pretty much center. Looks like 1 flyer and 1 just outside the center. So about 4 in a top group and 1 down low. So pretty much comparable. And for all the issues I had with the Battleworn Flag, all right, not too bad. We're gonna shoot some. So now we're gonna shoot the ZQI and just get it 5 rounds. Like I said, it's 123 grain NATO rounds. $7 yards. Shooting at 7 yards. And this gun also has a Combat Armory threaded barrel on it. This one's in rose gold, I believe is what they call it. and they're great barrels. You know, after this test is finished, you'll see that there's really no issues with those barrels. I'm not going to tell you how they shoot until the end, but you know, if you need a threaded barrel, they work really good. And this one's just the standard barrel. I haven't put the threaded barrels in it yet, but we're going to shoot the ZQI and just compare the two different guns. One of the things about this one is it's the Gen4 FS. Apparently it has a easier, I think they call it a lighter spring. It's easier to cock back. So definitely didn't have any issues with the light loads, and for sure not the NATO.
Okay. There you go.
So there's with the Battleworn Flag.
Number 2.
Had one kind of outside. It was probably my fault. And then on the right, you see that one was pretty much all in the center. So the Gen4 FS took that battle. And here I'm going to
And then this.
shoot these in sequence. I'll load barrel number 1, barrel number 2, and barrel number 3, and then I'm going to shoot. So I'm going to start with number 1, and I'll shoot all 3 of these. And I've already replaced the barrel, showing you the standard barrel and then the Combat Armory barrel. And I've got the other 2 sitting there. We're going to speed it up, so this will go fast. 5 rounds of the Federal. And then 5 rounds of the ZQI. Five rounds of Blazer Brass. And I'm not going to show you the target. We're just going to go to barrel number 2. Same sequence. Okay, number 3 barrel, last barrel, Federal first. Then the ZQI. And last, the Blazer Brass. And yes, it's in a Winchester steel cased box. Alright, here's the target.
Okay, number 1 barrel.
So I flipped the target upside down just so I could shoot higher on the rack. But that's the first one. Barrel number 1. And that's barrel number 2. And there's barrel number 3. And in the center is the ZQI. I really think that I did that. I pulled it because I was kind of rushing things a little bit. But it's irrelevant. You can kind of see they're all grouped pretty close. And I'm looking at it, and from where I'm standing, it looks like number 2 barrel is a little bit better. Although, when I hold it right here, it looks like maybe number 1 could be equally as good. So 1 and 2, I'm going to call those about the same. And number 3, I'm going to blame the center ZQI on me, because as you see,
I'm going to shoot 10 rounds
was about
Federal.
the same. So now I'm just going to shoot 10 rounds,
Barrel 3,
kind of rapid fire,
barrel 1.
and I'm going to do it in reverse. So I'm actually going to start with barrel number 3 because it's already loaded in the gun. And And I'm just going to shoot 10 rounds of the of the Federal brass. Now we're going to shoot barrel number 2. And this guy next to me, man, he was pelting me with those cases. I think he was leaning up against the bench and hanging over. Alright, let's take a look at this target. What just happened? Oh, sorry about that. Now we'll look at the target.
Number 1, number 2, and number 3.
So I'm just showing you in sequence. Number 1 barrel. Grouped pretty good. I had one flyer, it looks like, over there to the side. But for then number 2 barrel, it was pretty similar. And then number 3 barrel was all over the place. So there could be something about number 3 barrel. So we're going to automatically just X that one out. But number 1 and number 2 are pretty close to the same. And again, these are brand new barrels, so it's highly possible. There's number 1, 2, and 3. It's highly possible that after these barrels are broke in, that this could even change the results that I'm having now.
We got the barrel back in. We're going to shoot 10 rounds.
So I've put the original barrel back in the Gen4 FS, and I'm going to shoot a group of 10. Just for a control, kind of see how that guy hit my camera with his brass, so I'm kind of waiting on him. It's kind of a pain. I hate it when people do that. They hang over and sling brass on the guy next to him. So let's see here. I'm going to give it a try again with the ZQI and the Battleworn Flag, and just shoot 10 and kind of compare the 2 groups. At this point, I'm actually a little bit flustered with the guy next to me, so I'm just trying to rip him off real quick and get it over with. But I didn't like my group, so I'm going to shoot a couple more after this.
Okay, the first one.
But on the Gen4 FS, it's, you know, pretty large
really
group.
Sure,
not that impressive at all. And I can't really tell where all 10 of them were, but they weren't in the center, that's for sure. And then with the with the flag and the ZQI, they just went, I just spit them all over the place. So that was a terrible group. And I definitely blame me on that. I was a little flustered.
There you have it.
So knowing that I did that, I kind of want to redeem myself. So I'm going to shoot a couple more groups. I'm going to shoot 10 with the Blazer in the Battleworn Flag. No, I'm not going to do it in Battleworn Flag. This is the FS. And I'm going to slow it down just a hair and just make sure that I still have it. And we'll just take a look and see if that helped any. And there you have it. Basically 2 flyers. Everything else landed in the, just a little low, but all in the same hole. So, you know, when I slow down and take my time, that's 10 rounds, you know, 8 of them right there in about a quarter size, 1 inch.
Last 5 rounds.
That's 7 yards.
Of blazer.
And I am going to do the blazer.
See if we can get through it without any failure.
In the Battleworn Flag, just to see if, you know, I know that these are light also, but I just want to see how light they are. And boom, just like that. So I'm right about now thinking I'm no longer going to shoot that stuff out of my gun, or at least out of this particular gun. But I'm going to finish them off. I'm going to hold a little bit tighter, which is not my normal grip style, but I got to do them all.
And try not to limp wrist this.
And just for fun, I'm going to load up 10 more, and I'm going to give it a try, but what I'm going to do is hold it tight and try not to do any limp wristing. We'll see if I can get through all of these. Voila! So, I guess it's my fault. Kind of have to blame myself. But it's not my normal grip style, so I have to focus. And then we'll just take a look at the target. There's nothing to brag about. But there's 15 rounds right there. 5 of the Blazer and 10 of the Federal.